Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you own property here in Idaho's Treasure Valley, you already know that dealing with property taxes can feel totally daunting. And let's be real, writing that massive check, never a fun time. But today, we're going to simplify this whole process. We're going to walk step by step through exactly how to pay your Ada County property taxes online. We'll save you time, cut out all the confusion, and most importantly, keep your hard-earned money right where it belongs, in your pocket.
Because you see, property taxes are kind of notorious for being a total maze, right? Just endless deadlines, varying rates, and those nasty unexpected penalties. It's incredibly easy to make a tiny mistake that literally ends up costing you hundreds of dollars. But setting up a secure online payment profile, that is the ultimate solution to take back control and absolutely avoid some severe financial pitfalls.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the stakes here are incredibly high. If you miss a payment deadline in Ada County, you are immediately hit with a non-discretionary 2% late charge on the unpaid portion of your bill. No grace period, that happens instantly. And as we'll see a bit later in this explainer, that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to penalties.
So, here's our roadmap for today. 1. Introduction to property taxes. 2. Overview of Ada County's tax system. 3. Step-by-step online guide. 4. Troubleshooting common issues. 5. Frequently asked questions. And 6. Conclusion and final tips.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Introduction to Property Taxes, Understanding Your Financial Obligations. So, property taxes are essentially charges assessed on real estate owners by local government entities. They fund all those vital community services we rely on every day, like schools, law enforcement, and infrastructure. To put it in perspective, in Ada County, the average effective property tax rate sits right around 0.76% of a home's value. Now, obviously, your actual bill is going to fluctuate based on your specific local taxing districts and any exemptions you might claim, like the homeowner's exemption, but that 0.76% is a really solid baseline to keep in mind.
Moving right along to Section 2, Overview of Ada County's Tax System, Knowing Who Does What.
And this brilliantly illustrates the two main players you really need to know about. The Ada County Assessor is the entity that determines the market value of your non-exempt property every year as of January 1st. Basically, they handle the valuation. On the flip side, the Ada County Treasurer acts as the actual tax collector. They oversee the billing, the collection of your payments, and the distribution of those revenues to the schools and cities. So when it comes to actually paying your bill online, the Treasurer's office is who you're dealing with. Now let's take a quick look at the timeline, because this is crucial. Your property is assessed on January 1st. Fast forward a bit, and the Treasurer mails out the physical tax bills in November. From there, you actually have a choice. You can pay the whole thing up front, or you can pay it in two halves. The first half is due on December 20th. If you pay that on time, you're granted the privilege to defer the second half until June 20th of the following year. Just remember, these deadlines are set in stone by Idaho state law, and they are incredibly strict. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Section 3, Step-by-Step Online Guide, Navigating the Paydishi and Point and Pay Portal. So here's your exact action plan for navigating the system. The county actually uses a secure third-party vendor called Point and Pay, specifically their Paydishi platform. Step 1. You'll head over to the official Ada County Treasurer website and click right through to the payment portal. Step 2. You're going to search the database for your specific bill, using either your physical address or your parcel number. Step 3, and listen, while you can check out as a guest, I highly recommend creating a registered account so you can set up a dashboard and track your history. And finally, Step 4, select your payment method and complete the checkout. Let's pause and focus on Step 2 for just a second. When you search for your bill, sure, you can type in your home address. But honestly, minor formatting quirks like leaving out a compass direction or a street suffix can sometimes throw frustrating errors. Using your assessor's parcel number, or APN, is absolutely the foolproof way to locate your exact tax liability. It links directly to the county's Geographic Information System database. You can find this unique number printed right at the top of that physical bill they mailed to you back in November.
Now, when you finally hit that checkout screen, beware of the convenience fees. Because the county utilizes a third-party vendor to process everything securely, there are surcharges. And to be clear, the county doesn't keep a dime of these. If you whip out a credit card, you're going to be hit with a percentage-based fee of approximately 2.50%. On a massive property tax bill, yeah, that adds up incredibly fast. I strongly advise you to prioritize using an e-check or ACH payment straight from your bank account. That usually just carries a flat, very low transaction cost. Keep that money in your own pocket.
Moving on to Section 4,
troubleshooting common issues, knowing who to contact when things go wrong.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how knowing exactly who to contact for what specific issue saves you immense frustration. The responsibility here is totally split. If you're dealing with technical issues like you're locked out of your online account, your browser keeps crashing, or you need to dispute a duplicate charge, you have to contact Point and Pay support directly at customer@pointandpay.com. But if you think your actual tax bill calculation is wrong, or you have questions about your account balance or exemptions, you need to reach out to the Ada County Treasurer at taxinfo@adacounty.id.gov. Let's jump to Section 5. Frequently asked questions, high-stakes scenarios, and edge cases.
All right, are you ready for this one? What exactly is the deferral privilege trap? I touched on this very briefly earlier, but pay close attention because this is by far the most severe pitfall in the entire Idaho tax code.
So, under Idaho law, your full tax bill is technically entirely due in December. The ability to pay that second half in June is really just a statutory courtesy, a deferral privilege. Here's the trap. If you miss that June 20th deadline by even one single day, that privilege is completely revoked. Boom, gone. Not only do you get slapped with that non-discretionary 2% late charge, but you also get hit with a 12% annual interest rate that is applied retroactively all the way back to January 1st. That means instantly 6 whole months of interest is just piled right onto your bill. You literally cannot afford to miss that June deadline.
Here is another incredibly common question we see all the time. Will my mortgage lender just pay this for me? It's a fair question. If you've got an escrow account set up, you might be thinking you can just ignore all this online portal stuff entirely.
Well, it's true that the Treasurer's Office coordinates directly with your lender and sends them the primary billing data. However, here's the hard truth. The property owner remains entirely legally liable for the timely settlement of those taxes. If your mortgage company suddenly merges with another bank, or their back-end software glitches out and they drop the ball on your escrow payment, guess what? Ada County comes after you for those 2% late charges and that nasty retroactive interest.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Conclusion and Final Tips, Evergreen Strategies for Tax Success.
So the crucial point is to be aggressively proactive. Let's recap. First, prioritize e-check payments to avoid those painful 2.5% credit card vendor surcharges. Second, take 5 minutes right now to create a registered portal profile so you can get automated email or text notifications before deadlines sneak up on you. Third, if you ever do fall behind and miss a deadline, make partial payments immediately. The retroactive interest is calculated daily on your base amount, so just reducing that base amount really slows down the bleeding. And finally, even if you do have an escrow account, make it a habit to log into the portal a few days after December 20th and June 20th just to audit it and physically verify your balance says exactly zero.
I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Are you leaving your Ada County tax liability up to chance? Taking just a handful of minutes today to establish your online profile and verify your account status can save you from massive headaches and truly severe financial penalties down the road. Take control of it today.
Before we sign off, please note, this information reflects the tax payment process as of August 1st, 2026. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, always consult the official Ada County website or contact their customer service directly. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will see you next time.